Hello there, World of Tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the Tier 10 Soviet tech tree heavy tank, the IS-7, a vehicle that has always been very, very strong. No matter really what state it's ever been in, it's always been a pretty solid heavy tank. And in the latest updates of the game, especially in update 9.2 when it got more traverse speed, and as well, previously when it got PBR, the armor became better, the IS-7 has just been getting buffed and buffed slightly, but in ways that do make it a really solid vehicle. This was, a couple months ago, the most popular Tier 10 in the game, and that was right before the Type 71 got released. But now that the Type 71 got nerfed, is this tank a better option? Well, I would say they're very different, is the main thing to come at to begin with. Because the Type 71 features a good gun. I mean, it's not a good gun compared to mediums or vehicles that have accuracy and DPM, but it has pen, and it's decently accurate on the move. And it makes the IS-7's gun look bad, because the IS-7's gun, by all standards, is bad. It's a really, really good armor profile, and then a gun that has alpha and not much else going for it. The accuracy is bad, the aiming time is bad, the penetration is absolutely awful. So, yeah, when you play a tank like the IS-7, you're not going for the gun. You're going for the armor, you're going for the mobility, and that's usually a given right when you start the line. So that's the first thing I should get right out of there, is that the thing that I do like about the Type 71 is that the gun is actually pretty solid on the vehicle. For example, we missed that 4202, and that was a pretty easy shell for really any other vehicle to hit. So it's a good example of where the IS-7 really just doesn't like to hit those shots. Now we got that 4202 crossing, so maybe we can steal a shell. Oh, he got spotted the last half a second. That's very, very sad. Alright, well, our T100 LT is dead, which is not good. Or our 121's dead. Our T100 LT is on the process of being dead. I'm going to make my way back over here, and hopefully I can cause a bit of a kerfuffle against these players. Let's see. Come on. Oh, there you go. 4202 sends it in, and we get a pretty easy shell into his vehicle. Now we're going to back on up. We're going to chill right here, and 4202 misses me. Alright, well, there's a second shell into his tank, and another 450 damage. Alright, well, not too bad. That 4202 is not nearly as healthy as he once was. So I'm going to leave him there, and we're going to see if I can... Ah, that was a bad shot for me. I was kind of hoping I could just snap it, because there's nothing else I'm able to shoot anyway. We can see the T100 LT is trying to deal with my teammate. So, well, he's not trying to deal. I don't really know what he's doing, to be completely honest. We get another shell into the bat chat, and I don't really know what's going on at this point. This bat chat actually may have just killed himself. He did! I actually thought he did, and he did. The more you know. So the T100 LT I'm expecting is, yes, going to come up behind our T100 LT. And even though he finishes him off, the bad problem for this guy is that he's in a really poor situation, because now he's got me aiming at him with an HE shell, and oof! A 637 slap into his rear. So at this point, the T100 LT is essentially dead, and, well, this is where the IS-7, once again, is a really just good tank in general. I mean, the gun has the ability to hit really, really dang hard, and it may not be the most accurate, it may not be the best at everything, but it does have that ability to get the job done when needed to be. So we got that T100. There you go. Easy shell into the side of his tank, finishing him off. So we didn't do anything insane this game, 2,700 damage dealt, but we did help out big time, especially on the medium side. I don't think we're going to be able to do anything over to that 60 TP. I mean, he's getting absolutely destroyed by the Minotauro, E100, and the 183. But we did our job, which is all that matters. We cleared the T100 LT, we helped our T100 clear the bat chat, and we killed the enemy FE4202 with help of our T100 as well. So not a bad game at all. You can see where the mobility and the alpha were pretty decent on the vehicle. The overall DPM of the IS-7 is not good or bad. It's just average. It's really the penetration that I still personally believe should get buffed. I think that the IS-7's pen should be maybe 320 on the APCR and like 330 if you're running Cali, and I think that should be a standard for all tier 10 heavies. The whole point of a heavy is to sacrifice mobility for a big alpha, a big amount of pen on the premium, and good armor. If you don't have the pen and you're fighting other heavies or, you know, tank destroyers like the 268 version 4, well, it's a bit unfortunate, really. But that's just my take on it. I think vehicles like the 5A, I think vehicles like the Chieftain Mark 6, and the IS-7 should have a bit better premium pen, just because they do... I mean, the Mark 6 is not bad, but it's still a struggle when fighting up against very well-armored opponents. So, let's see what we can do here. Well, we got the 907 off to the side, and bonk, there you go. Nice 505 damage slap. Once again, that's where the alpha of the IS-7 hits really, really dang hard. You can't really do that in many heavies, but the fact that you can just roll somebody for a super big chunk is honestly really solid. And even though we're getting hit here, it doesn't really affect me all too much, because I mean, oh, well, my teammates are all just going crazy, but it doesn't really affect me all too much if I get hit once or twice, because we're just going to keep on going here, get an easy shell into the E5's track wheel, get him tracked, and now he's going to focus on my 50B, and oh boy, that looks like a lot of death there, I'm going to be honest. That looks like a crap ton of death. Thankfully, as we can see, my teammates are helping me out. E6 rams me, loses 314 health, but I don't really want to be shot by the 183, no thank you. We are going to reload again and bonk the E6 into the lower plate. Another 500 or 400-ish damage there. Wow, my tank destroyers are just absolutely pooping on the enemy. I mean, this was one of the easiest wins I've had in a very, very long time. Trying to figure out how I want to take advantage of this situation here. I got plenty of health, so I'm not worried about this E4 killing me. The mouse gets him a 585 damage ram, I should just point out. But at this point, all I'm going to do is I'm going to rush this 57 heavy. Hopefully we're going to get an HE into his rear, which we do, not where I wanted it. I mean, that HE went into the back of his turret right there. But you know what, I'll take it. We got a 750 max roll, which put us over 3,000 damage, and we did pretty good. So this is the IS-7. It's not an amazing tank, but it's a good tank at everything. It's good at dealing with opponents that have good armor because you've got really good armor yourself. It's got enough mobility to make it to either side of the map fast enough. If you're on Black Goldville and you want to make it to caves, you can do that in the IS-7. It's got troll armor all around, even though I would say, honestly, the frontal armor is the weakest part of the IS-7. So it's just a solid tank. There's nothing bad about the vehicle. It gets the job done when needed to be done, and it's enjoyable. I wouldn't suggest for this to be the first line anybody grinds down, especially when there are vehicles like the 60 TP, for example, which is just a better tank in my opinion. But not only the 60 TP, but the Kron's another amazing tank line, very easy to grind down. Even if you go away from Europe, you can go to China. The 113 is absolutely amazing and not that bad of a stock grind. The Japanese heavies are absolutely amazing. I think that's really the main problem right now is the IS-7 line is very old. I think the Tier 8, Tier 7, and the Tier 9 is good. The IS-8 is really good. But I do think the IS-3 and IS should be buffed a bit. Maybe on the IS's armor, just a bit stronger. And the IS-3, yeah, the upper plate needs to be better. But either way, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you'd like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.